Hey, what's up, you guys? Let's go ahead and let's get a 10-minute Kali workout in, all right? So today what we're going to be doing is we're just going to be focusing on our angles 1 and our angles 2, and then we'll apply a little bit of footwork into that, and it's really just going to be kind of some triangle stepping forward footwork, all right? So pretty basic. I'm going to go over for about a minute or two the mechanics of our strikes, right? So with our angle 1, we're starting over our shoulder. We're going to turn our hips towards the inside as we strike this out. As we go past and through our target, all right, that's when we start to flip it over. It should feel kind of natural when your flip over happens, but don't flip it over too early. All right, I like to use something like this, a training blade, where I can have an edge so I know I'm striking with that edge. If you have a stick, just know wherever your knocking knuckles, right, like you're knocking on a door, are, that's pointed to where your blade edge is. You can see my knocking knuckles are pointed directly with my blade edge. So I'm going to go 1, and I'm turning my hips. I flip it over down here, and I bring it over my opposite shoulder, and then I'm going to come back, again, turning my hips. So I push my left hip forward as I do my angle 2. Angle 1, I raise that heel up, and it just allows me to turn. 2. 1, 2. All right, now if you have something like this, a training blade, I love them, but we have these things right here, and it allows us to bring our hand all the way down here and relax our grip and still be able to get these strikes in. If you do have something like this, I don't want your pinky touching that, right? Not when you're training. It's okay to actually do it if you're striking something, but if we train, we're actually holding on to it and have to force our grip to stay good instead of just relying on the mechanics of how our blade is made, right? We're going to have a better training reps, all right? So just kind of keep that in mind. So let's start off slow, just like this, all right? So now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna set a timer, and we're gonna do 3 minutes on one side. Ready, go. Angle 1, turn the hips, angle 2. 1, 2, and notice I push my left hand out after my 2, all right? So this could be a check. This could be me bulldogging somebody, which is where I'm hitting them in the face right before I strike again, or I'm hitting them in the chest before I strike again. Maybe they throw a 2, and I'm striking that with my check hand, right? So I'm just practicing throwing that out. You have to be careful though, because people do like to hit this hand, right? So be aware that even though we're just throwing it after every 2, it might not be the best thing. It's a good habit to have because it allows you to come in, strike them, and hit again, but be aware, it is a viable target for your opponent. Keep going. Right now I'm just flowing through it. If you want, you can add power. All right, if you're ever in a stick fight, it's gonna be important that you have enough power to hit somebody and actually stop them, right? If I hit somebody like this, they're probably not gonna stop. They're probably just gonna crash through and hit me, right? And that's not something I want. So let's add a little bit more power in here for about 30 more seconds. Power strike, power strike, power strike. Turn the hips, turn the hips. Each time. See, my hand's starting to slip, so I wanna get my hand back up there. And I'm gonna be working on my grip as well, instead of just relying on the mechanics of my blade. Add that power. Keep it going. 15 more seconds of this. All right, so now we're going to hold in our right hand, step with our left at this angle, strike 1, step with the right at this angle, strike 2, and then reset. 1, 2, and go back. 1, 2. Face 45 one way, face 45 the other way. You can still strike towards the front even if you step, right? My hips are pointed 45s, but I can still strike towards the front, cutting that angle as I do this. And reset. 30 more seconds. Make sure you exhale. Press off that back leg. 1, 2, and go back. 1, 2, and go back. 1, 2, and back. 1, 2. One more. 1, 2. And time. All right. So now what we're going to do, we're going to do the exact same thing because we have two hands. We're going to practice with our left hand. All right. So 3 minutes. First thing we're doing, we're just turning our body, right? I'm not really going hard. I'm going fluid. All right. So first minute, fluid. And begin. 1 and 2. Turn your hips. Turn the feet, raise that heel up, just like if I was throwing a hook or a cross, I would turn, turn. Try to keep that blade edge orientation as you're striking. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. We're just flowing with this. 2. Now with my left hand, I have a habit of swatting down with that side, so I really have to focus on my blade edge orientation with my left hand. 1, 2. If we're using our left hand, our left foot should be in front. 1, 2. Keep that flow going. 2. 1, 2. Keep moving. Turn those hips. All right, so our next minute, what we're gonna do, we're gonna do the exact same thing, but now we're adding power strikes. All right, so not as flowy, but hard for each one. Ready? 1 minute, go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Still turn those hips. Don't let your hands slide down, all right? You might find this is when the stick wants to go flying. A pretty common training thing that I've seen at a lot of FMA schools is to sit here and do 1 and 2 while hitting a bunch of tires or a stack of tires, right? That'll knock the stick out of your hand pretty easy. It'll also get you a pretty good grip strength as you're doing this. Keep going. Power shot, power shot. Make sure it's hard enough that if you hit somebody, they're not getting back up. Not for a little while at least. Keep it going. And time. All right. So the last thing we're going to do on this, we're going to step. Now, starting with our left foot in front, over the left shoulder. Step with our right at that 45. Strike 1. Step with the left. 45. Strike 2. Again, you can practice striking towards that 45 and imagining you have 2 opponents, or you can strike directly towards the front as you move, right? Which is, in my opinion, is probably one of the better things. Probably not fighting 2 people, although you might be, but angling off as you're fighting 1 person is a really beneficial thing instead of always just crashing directly into them. All right, so 1 minute, ready? Begin. 1, 2. Press off, press off. Step 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. And it's cool, I have a tripod in front of me and I'm actually trying to strike down the legs of those tripods. 1, 2. It's one thing I'm visualizing. Whatever you are visualizing, do what you need to, all right? Step 1, step 2. And now, can we make it more fluid? Can we go 1, 2, cut one way, go the other way. Can we add some power into that? Not yet, not with my left. Need to work on it. Right, yes, left, still needs work. Yours probably does too, unless you're lefty, then, work your right side. 1, 2. One more. 1 and 2. And time. All right, so now what we're gonna do, I'm going to set a timer, and it's gonna be for 30 seconds, all right, not 30 minutes, and we're going to go as fast as we can. Now, this doesn't mean as hard as we can, but we're gonna go as fast as we can, 1 and 2, all right? Ready? Right hand first, get in your stance, and begin. Fast. Think about this as a burnout. Turn your hips, all right? I'm not going hard, but I am gonna go fast. Don't lose your stick. Time. Catch your breath. And we're gonna do the same thing. Other side. Ready? Begin. Oh, my form is not good going this fast. Something we need to practice, right? Left hand, why are you awful? Burn it out, guys, burn it out. All right, take a breath. Relax. All right, guys, this was your 10 minutes a day, right? That's all it takes to get better. 10 minutes a day. It's not that long. My heart's pumping. Yours should be too if you went fast. All right, have a great one. I'll see you next time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment.